this cross-domain team actually all moved into a big room a little bit smaller than this, with whiteboards all the way around, 4 big tables in the center, and 27 PhDs from the smartest people on the planet came into this big room every day and worked for 4 years to build something that has somewhat taken the world by surprise. This system and the inventions around it is the essence of innovation, right? Innovation is really the intersection point between invention and insight, right? And that's really what this was. It was taking together some inventions that were invented in isolation, bringing them together in the context of a real-world problem. Along the way, they started to think about what is the hardest problem we could possibly test ourselves with, like the chess match with Kasparov. They came upon the idea of playing Jeopardy. Why Jeopardy? For those of you that are not familiar with Jeopardy, it's a game show in the United States, but from a deep Q&A viewpoint, it's an unbounded knowledge base, right? The questions can be on anything. The questions themselves can be tricks, puns, right? The difference between the categories and the answers that you have to form the question around can be challenging. The machine had to be able to learn from wrong answers. It had to learn from other players' right answers. So the system itself got constructed with this goal in mind. We started to work on how well it competed. And in fact, at the point that we started testing ourselves against the game, we weren't doing very well, right? So we had to learn through trial and error the same way all of us did. The system continually improved, got better and better. The algorithms got better. But in the end, we invented what I say is a glimpse of what the future of computational capability is going to be. It's going to be a future based on information-based computers, not calculators, as Manoj called them this morning. The beauty of the systems that have dominated the last 50 years of programming is that if you run the same program with the same data twice, you'll always get the same answer. Right? The beauty of Watson is you won't. Right? Because the answer will be informed by the latest data it has and what it thinks about that data. Right? How it connects that piece of data with other pieces of data. Constantly learning, constantly updating its set of capabilities. That's the power of what the system is. Now, the system is a research system. It's a very powerful research system, but it's a system that has given us a glimpse of what the future might hold. So as you start to think about putting Watson to work, you have to start thinking about the problems that you might want to solve. What are the problems that this class of machine, this type of problem-solving capability, would enable us to go after? That's the challenge we've set for ourselves this year. Right? The amazing results of the February game show have shown us a path forward. In September, we announced the formation of a new development division within my organization called Watson Solutions. Right? Manoj talked about that on stage this morning. Watson Solutions is tasked with the idea of how do you evolve this technology into a commercial platform? How do you identify and prioritize the right problems that you want to solve? As we thought about it, and being IBMers, we tend to pick the most difficult problems we can think of. And one of the biggest challenges I think we all face on the planet, and particularly in the United States, is healthcare. There are many aspects of healthcare that need to be solved, but healthcare itself is a field that is dominated by an overwhelming amount of information, an overwhelming demand for perfection, and as a result, we are overwhelming the professionals that work within the field. Right? So it needs help. In many ways, it's similar to the financial systems in the 1950s, when everything was still being done with manual labor. Right? The systems had to be created that automated many of those processes. As we look to the future, we're starting to say, how do we automate some of these fields? How do we help doctors? How do we help nurses? How do we help the insurance companies understand that they're authorizing the right treatments? Right? How do we manage costs so that we can improve healthcare, not just profits? And those are the challenges that we've set for ourselves with Watson as we move forward. Hopefully, view is we can revolutionize how medicine is taught.